Hello my friends, I have a great workout for you today that was actually suggested from one of you, from a viewer who was wanting a prolapse friendly workout for the upper body that would work the bat wings area, the triceps area that can get a little dangly sometimes. She actually called it bingo wings, which I thought was kind of funny. So let's go ahead and get right to it. You will need a light weight if you have that, although you can also use canned food of the same size. So let's go ahead and begin with a warm-up that does not require the weight at all. This is just a way to kind of start warming up and getting ready for the first move that we're going to do, which you can choose to use a weight or not. But you're just turning your palms up and your palms down. Now try to make it so that your shoulders don't hunch up toward your ears. We don't want that. We want palms up and down, shoulders relaxed away from your ears, and make sure that your core, keep going, make sure that your core is nice and engaged. You don't want your ribs jutting forward like this. You want really everything lifting through the pelvic floor, pulled in through the low abs, and your ribs nice and pulled in. So you're lifted and engaged as your arms are moving. You'll feel that this is already going to kind of warm things up in your shoulder area. And if we want to bring in a little more arm action, a little triceps and biceps action, then you can choose to add your very light weight if you want, or you can just join me to move this into loops. So you're going to loop your arm around so that now my palms are facing toward the back of the room, and then you're going to loop your arms up. Palms are up. So if you want, you can softly bend your knees, and again, it's a loop around. My palms are actually facing the back of the room when I do that, like that. And then you loop your arms up. So loop and loop, loop and loop. Keep going with this. Again, you do not need weights at all to really begin to feel this working right now. You can see my triceps turning on. And right there, it's a great move for still warming up the shoulders and just kind of warming up the arms, but really starting to turn on those triceps right now. So keep going. Again, I'm going to show you from the side, although I'm hitting the wall. I'll show you from the back. So looping it around. Breathe with this. Breathe steadily. Never hold your breath. And let's just do 5 more. 4. And for our next exercise, we will need some weights if you have them. Okay, finish up. All right, shake out those arms. Probably feeling that in the shoulders and the triceps. So I'm gonna grab a 5-pound weight. Actually, no, I'm gonna grab my 2-pounders. Honestly, that's all I think you're gonna need is 2 pounds, but you could always grab more. But for many people with prolapse, they're very hesitant to use heavier weights, and I completely understand that. So you can still get an incredible workout using light weights. So we're gonna do a slightly bent over row. With prolapse, the key is you never want to hunch. So we wanna make sure that your back is really nice and straight. So knees are slightly bent, you're really sitting back, and your spine is long. So lift through the pelvic floor, gently draw in the low abs, and you're gonna bring your elbows back. Keep your elbows very close to your sides, not out like this. Now in this position, slightly bent over, you're gonna keep those elbows high and don't let your elbows move as you straighten your arms behind you. So we don't need to be super bent over like this. For some people with prolapse, that can feel uncomfortable. So you don't even really need to be that far forward at all. Just a slight bend of the knees, a slight bend forward, long straight spine, elbows back, and straighten and in. Notice that the only thing moving is my lower arm. I'm not moving anything up here. It's just the lower part of the arm. My elbows stay completely stable and steady. I want you to experiment with the hand position. So notice that as you come up, feel the difference between just going straight back with your hands and giving it a little twist at the end. So I'd like you to alternate straight back to a twist, palms up. Straight back to a twist, palms up. Straight back to a twist, palms up. So keep going with that. I'm going to show you from the back, show you the twist, palm up. So straight back and the twist, palms up. Keep going and keep breathing. So you want to be sure that you never hold your breath. You're breathing a little higher into your chest for this. Keep going. You're breathing a little bit higher into your chest because your core is nice and engaged. Let's just do 2 more. You should really be feeling this. Okay, go ahead and round out your shoulders. Let it all go. I know you're probably really feeling that. So now we're going to work our triceps in a different way. Once again, so just let those shoulders release, standing up nice and tall and just sidestepping, side tapping, side to side. Again, you can get a big burn with very, very light weights. All right, our next move, we're going to do a salute move. So very light weights needed for this, or maybe even no weights at all. You're going to bring your weights to touch your forehead and then arms straight up toward the ceiling. So they touch your forehead, or come close at least, and then you straighten your arms. So down and then straightening the arms. I'll show you from the side and straightening the arms. Now, you can just keep doing this move like so, making sure that you begin by softening the knees, zipping up your core so pelvic floor engages, low abs pull in, and you hold that nice engaged posture as you do the straightening of the arms. Or you can join me and add on some balance. So I'm going to prepare by zipping up my core so pelvic floor lifts, low abs pull in. My knees are slightly soft, low ribs draw in so they're not jutting forward like this. You're engaged. Now I'm going to bring my knee up. And every time I straighten my arms, I'm going to straighten my leg as well. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, finish that up. Take a little break. Shake out your legs if you were joining me. Roll out your shoulders. And we're going to do it on the other side as well. So if you were joining me with that leg lift, we're going to do the same leg lift on the other side. If you weren't doing the leg lift, just do another round of the arms. So either way, we zip up our core, so lift the pelvic floor, pull in those low abs, make sure those low ribs are gently drawn in, nice and engaged. And then we bring the arms up, so weights are touching our head very lightly, and we bring the knee up on the other leg. So holding it nice and tall, and exhale as we straighten the arms and straighten the leg. Keep going nice and slow. Four more. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let it go. Roll out those shoulders. And magically, my husband has appeared to show us the next move. It's his signature. He's really good at it. And I wanted to show you this move as a way to work our shoulders and kind of give our triceps a little bit of a break for a moment. So show me what to do.
All right, so you're going to take your weights to your side, pin the elbows.
Pin the elbows.
Pin the elbows, and then put them in a 90-degree angle. Yep. And then all you're going to do is you're going to bring these up while maintaining the 90-degree angle up above your head till the meet, and then back down to the same spot.
Okay, now before we join him, let's zip up our core. So pelvic floor first, low abs pull in nice and strong, and then we exhale every time we do this.
Yep.
Tell me, I feel like I do this kind of wrong. So will you show me what I'm doing?
No, because you bring it in, you kind of go up, meet at the top, always keeping 90-degree angle.
Always keeping a 90-degree angle.
Yeah, you don't want to do this or this. Always 90 degrees.
So it's very controlled,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to feel this in your core, in your shoulders, and you want to keep breathing. Keep your shoulders pulled down, right?
Down, yeah.
Away from your ears. I'm going to show you a way this would not look good. those elbows or shoulders going up. So keep going. Do it like him. Why don't you do maybe 3 to 4 more? Okay.
To the side, up, and down.
And forward. So this is...
And then this always starts here. So I kind of do out, connect, and then down. Because you don't want to do... Because another version would be like to the sides. That's really hard on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Just straight. And so having it out in front of your body.
I love this move, and he taught it to me. I thought it was great, so I'm bringing it to you. Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
Okay, so go ahead and put your weights down for just a moment. I'm going to do a tricep dip with you, which you can do using a chair, or you can also do it on the floor. So I'm going to show you both versions, chair and floor, and then we're going to go down onto the floor for our final exercise. So the tricep dip, you're going to, if you have a chair, you're just going to put your hands on the edge of the chair, lift your pelvic floor, pull your low abs in, and shift forward. Now in this position, keep your hips high. You don't want to be just moving your hips up and down. You're actually bending your elbows and then straightening. So keep going if you're on a chair, and make sure that you stay breathing. So exhale as you straighten your elbows. Now if you don't have a chair handy, then you can do this on the floor. You could actually put your hands up on some yoga blocks, or just be on the ground itself, hands like this, or hands in fists. So roll your shoulders up, down your back, lift your pelvic floor, pulling your low abs, and let's all finish together 10 more on the floor. I actually prefer my hands forward, if that's possible for your wrists. So we go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Okay, so our final move of the day is going to be on the floor. My husband is going to come help me out. All right, so the last move is one that we're going to do lying down. So come down through your side onto your back. And you're going to want to carefully roll to your side to grab the weight, and then roll it back into your starting position. Now, the key for this move, will you teach me this move? Because he's my weightlifting expert. So we want to...
So arms straight up.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the arm that you're not using, you're going to put it right below pretty much holding your bicep. You want it just below this joint right here. Because all this hand is doing is stabilizing from your shoulder to your elbow. You don't want this to move at all. This part is doing the moving, and so then you're going to have your weight like this. And this weight is just going to slowly arch its way down to the other shoulder and back up.
So your palm is facing forward, and it just goes down to the other shoulder and back up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want you guys, if you're joining me at home for this, can you count my reps?
That was
15. Okay. So he's going to count my reps. Let's make sure that while you're doing this, first of all, you're breathing. Second of all, make sure that your pelvic floor is lifted and your low abs are pulled in, and that your back isn't moving as you do this. So you're really stable through the core, and you're really lifted through the pelvic floor first. Make sure that all of this is happening, otherwise you're going to feel pressure on your pelvic organs. So we want to really be lifted through here.
That's 9.
Okay, and the key is with this move, you might feel like you need a heavier weight. So that's why I had my 5 pounds handy. I think 2 and 5 pound weights are great to have in this position where you're lying down. You might want to experiment with using heavier weights, because when you're standing, was that enough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to take a rest and explain. When you're standing up, you have all of that downward pressure, and you're lifting weights as well. That's a lot on your pelvic floor. But when we're lying down, gravity is not pulling against our pelvic organs, so you might feel a little more comfortable using a slightly heavier weight as long as you're really engaged through the pelvic floor first. Okay, should I do the other side?
Yeah, do the other side.
Okay, so again, I'm going to come onto my side, grab my weight, roll with it. Otherwise, if you're just doing this, you can really crank your back. So roll with it carefully and up.
Straight up. Straight up.
Straight up. It's actually helpful to have a partner telling you if you're doing it right.
Hand over here.
Hand over here.
And one other thing you can do if you want to stay with the lightweight is do a slow count down. All the way, slow it down, and then up at a normal speed, and then down really slow, like you're almost fighting gravity. And really go for like an arc rather than a straight line. You want to kind of almost feel like you're scraping out the inside of a barrel.
Ooh, scraping out the inside of a barrel. I like that.
So it's round. Like that.
Okay. Will you count for me, honey?
I don't know what you're on.
I don't know. How about 10 more?
All right.
Hopefully y'all were joining me for this. So you want to, of course, be zipped up pelvic floor first, low abs pulled in. You want to be breathing, exhale with exertion. Always exhale on the hard part, which is really the whole thing. But for me, that would be right now. And then carefully come on down. Because you're engaged through your lower core, you're going to have to breathe a little higher into your chest. Just make sure that when you return to normal breathing, you breathe down low again. That's a nice relaxed way to breathe.
That's 8.
So I'm done?
You got 2 more.
Okay, 2 more. All right. So as you can tell, these moves that my husband showed me, go ahead and finish up and roll to your side to place your weight down. These moves that my husband showed me are not necessarily my standard everyday moves that I do to maintain my bat wings and my bingo arms from being, I want them to be toned. And so my daily moves that I do to tone up that part of my arms are the dips that I showed you on the chair. And I also do that shoulder rotation quite often as well. The other move that I'll do when I have time is the row that we did with the straightening the triceps extension. So those are moves that I do almost every day, and they really have helped over time to keep everything nice and toned. So I hope that that was helpful for you. And if you want to stretch out your arms afterwards, you can bring your arms up overhead, and you can do this in standing or seated on a chair or in this position. Bring your arms up overhead and bend your elbow and grab with the other hand and just pull that arm so it's back. It's not making your head crunch forward. You want to be open through the heart and just gently pulling that elbow inward. So holding it there. And I hope that you'll do this routine and let me know how you liked it. And thank you very much for your assistance. Do stretch out the other side if you are stretching. And please also join me for Kegel Camp. All of the notes are in the video resources, the video show notes. So check that out. If you haven't started Kegel Camp, if you haven't joined that program, there is a way for you to get started now, and it's a really fun series to strengthen your pelvic floor. There's also another program called Lift that's wonderful for Prolapse. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Until then, remember, eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter. Bye.